about myself. My name is Wing Commander Rajan Krishnamurti, and I've had a very long innings with Indian Air Force, starting right from 1991, and I have a total experience of nearly 25 years Indian Air Force. Okay, I had flown transports basically, aircraft such as Avro. I've flown extensively. I flew a total of nearly 6,000 hours of flying experience I've got, spanning nearly 20 years of active flying. And after flying, you know, I've had a lot of tenures. Basically, I had tenures at Air Force Station Yelahanka, Bangalore, which is a type training academy for basically transport training for young, you know, pilots who are coming for transport training. And there I was a chief ground instructor. So not only I was involved with the training academies, but I used to, you know, schedule their lot of, you know, study materials. There, you know, whenever there is a flying training, there is a lot of, you know, subjects also which you have to learn. Yes, like aerodynamics, avionics, or aero engines. So I was in charge of that. And also I was in charge of the physical training. Since I was a chief ground instructor there, was in charge of the physical training, and everything was there. So I spent quite about 3 years tenure at Yelahanka. Yelahanka is very close to Bangalore. Yes, it's a very big transport flying base. Yes. And after that, I had a tenure of nearly 5 years at Air Headquarters. And then after I did this Services Selection Board course, and then I had a tenure of about 3 years at One Air Force Selection Board, Dehradun. And you know, One Air Force Selection Board is the oldest Air Force Selection Board in the Indian Air Force, out of the total 4 which is there. The newest is the Gandhinagar number 3 Air Force Selection Board, and Dehradun is the oldest. And you know, Dehradun is one of the biggest selection boards. Actually, the GTO ground which is there, Group Testing Officer, that GTO ground is there, is so big. Earlier, they used to have training for the Indian Military Academy was stationed there in 1940s and 50s. And after that, Indian Military Academy has gone to its new building in Dehradun. So it is so old, such an old board is there. And it's a very big Air Force Selection Board and the oldest. And it actually takes the load of many trainees. So there are a lot of assessors who are there, both interviewing officers, GTOs, and psychs which are there. So such a big board was there. So managing that board basically was one of my duties. In 2016, CPSS was earlier established in Mysore and Dehradun. These are the only 2 boards where it was established. It took over from the erstwhile pilot aptitude battery test, which was actually a manual testing. Yes. So this was going on from 1940s onwards till 2016. So now the PABT was scrapped completely in 2016, and CPSS took over. And CPSS is it's such a huge you know, testing arena. In it has got a complete building which is there, consisting of 3 floors. So after all those you know, 25 years of experience in Indian Air Force, I left Air Force, and then thereafter I got about 3.5 years of teaching experience. So I teach candidates for joining Air Force, and basically for joining any defense, particularly for Air Force. So this has been my wide and, you know, varied experience. Yes.